Welcome back, and thanks for joining us. You're watching the New Jersey Morning Show here on New Jersey. I'm Mike Favetta, along with Dean and Delisa Gonzar. The cast of the 1990s Home Alone movie is having a reunion right here in New Jersey at Pandora's Box Toys and Collectables. Owner of the shop, Erik Miller, is here to tell us about the event. Erik, welcome to the show.
Hey guys, how are you?
We're good. And you need to tell us, how did this event come to be? How did you get it together? And let me know, who were we going to see there?
Okay, so it's actually kind of like in conjunction with another. We work with a ton of like different agents
Hmm.
when we bring in celebrities for meet and greets, and our buddy Chris, who runs East Coast Collectors Service. We were talking one day, and we had Michael Morona from Pete and Pete, who was also in Home Alone at the store a couple years ago. And he had mentioned that Angela Goethals was going to be in town for another event that she was doing somewhere in South Jersey. So we kind of started to just brainstorm and said, you know what, if we could get Devin and Kristen and Michael and Angela and I think Jed Cohn also is coming, kind of all together in one spot, because it hasn't really been done in almost 20 years, it would be a really cool experience. So yeah, we just kind of put the wheels in motion and we made it happen. But unfortunately, no Macaulay Culkin. I know we field about 1,000 phone calls a day asking why he's not coming. And
Oh, no.
so well, I know I don't want to break everybody's heart, but yeah, he's not going to be there. But this is a really cool opportunity to meet 5 of the other cast
Yeah.
members and ask them questions about the filming and the experiences. And I'm a huge Home Alone guy, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, yeah, I mean, Erik, this was our generation. This was our
Hmm.
movie growing up. So what can these fans expect when they come to a meet and greet? You said there'll be a little bit of a Q&A?
Yeah, there'll be an opportunity for them to, what we do at Pandora's Box is much different from what you're going to experience at like a Comic Con or any other type of convention, where you're very rushed. You don't really get a lot of time with the talent. So we kind of create an environment where you have your moment to kind of like go up there and talk to all of them at one time and spend a minute or two kind of like getting your feelings out and saying, oh, I really loved this and this is such an important part of my childhood and blah blah blah. At a Comic-Con, stuff like that, you literally are like cattle, and they push you through and you get maybe 10 seconds to hand them something and then they give it right back and you're gone. So
Mm.
we really pride ourselves on creating more of a fan-friendly experience at the store.
So, who are you most excited to share your feelings with showing up to this event?
Um, I don't know. That's a really tough one because a lot of them have really great quotes that I used to like run around the house and I still
Yeah.
say to this day. Probably Angela, from the You're What the French Call Les Incompetents.
Yes.
Uh, that was probably one of my favorite ones as a kid. But Buzz has some great lines.
For sure.
Michael Morona, Kevin, you're such a disease.
Yes.
Um, there's a lot of good stuff. So I'm just kind of excited to talk to them about the ins and outs of how that movie came to be such an amazing part, and not just that one, but the second one too. It's
Mm.
next to A Christmas Story. It's really probably the biggest Christmas movie. Next to like Miracle on 34th Street and all that stuff. But for me, being a kid from the '80s,
Yeah.
it's still really high up there on my list.
So what other meet and greets have you done in the past at the store?
Oh my God. We've probably done over, I don't know, 80 now in the past like 3 years that we've been at our
Wow.
location in Lafayette. Uh, I mean, if you're a wrestling fans from the 80s, we've had Bret Hart and Mick Foley a couple times. He's actually been there twice. We've had William Shatner. I mean, tons. Kate Flannery from The Office was just there a couple weekends ago. Christopher McDonald, who played Shooter McGavin in Happy Gilmore, was there. We kind of really span the spectrum. We've had Power Rangers and actors. Tyler Mane from Rob Zombie's Halloween. Just we kind of bounce on Jose Canseco, like sports actors, people that are important pop culture icons. We try to spread it out, because it's such a diverse community.
Hmm.
We try to hit every kind of every kind of spot that we can.
All right, so I need to mark my calendar. So I need to
Yes,
know
it is.
how I can get tickets and more
Mhm.
information.
Okay, so there is an Eventbrite page that hosts all of our tickets for the live event. If you go on eventbrite.com, so that's EVENTBRITE.com, and you search Home Alone, our event will pop up. There's also a bit.ly link, and that's bit.ly/meet Home Alone, and that'll bring you to the ticket portal. If you go to eastcoastcollectorservice.com, they're handling all the mail-ins. So if you can't make it and you want your VHS copy of Home Alone signed by 5 of the cast members, or a poster, or there's tons of action figures out now and Funko Pops and tons of Home Alone merch. You can out your information and send that into us, or we can do an 8x10 or 11x17. There's a ton of different options that we're going to have. So
Well,
Erik,
I
that
think
sounds
we're all over
amazing.
it. At
We-
least
yeah,
I
no,
am.
I'm very yeah. I have to be, yeah.
Well, Erik Miller, co-owner of Pandora's Box and Collectables, pandorasboxnj.com is the website for more info. Thank you so much for joining us on the New Jersey Morning Show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Good luck with the event. What a cool time for any fan of that
Yeah.
era.
That is, I have to admit, I threw a Home Alone themed Christmas party last year, and I had the Little Nero's pizza box there, serving
my
pizza
goodness.
out of it. Like, I went all out. So I think I'm going to drive that hour-and-a-half drive down there.
Sounds
to do
like
this
so much
event.
fun.
Seems fun. Well, between all the Christmas events and 80-degree weather happening in November, I feel a little confused, but I'm excited for what's ahead. Well, that does
Yeah.
it for us today on the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Dina DeLisa Gonzer, in for Cara DeFalco.
And I'm Mike Favetta. More news, talk, and weather is coming up after this.